watching Unpackaged Goods. I'm your host, Jonathan Dieter. Welcome back. So, we've been a little hit or miss with the podcast. Haven't been super consistent with getting in a routine. We've had some great interviews. Polka was the most recent one. We got to get better about just having founders on talking. I got to get better about just doing the news every week. So, that's my commitment. We're going to provide the news via the podcast every week. So it's kind of a light week. So it's a good one to get back in the routine. So the big one, we're going to go through this all. So we're going to talk about a woman who started a granola brand with $5,000 in sale and now is exploring a sale for upwards of $600 million 17 years later. And in the same week, we have the biggest musical act in the world, BTS. And they launched a 30 SKU brand, Asian noodles, probiotic sodas, really unbelievable at Walmart. So we'll talk about that. And an Israeli startup that made real chocolate from lab-grown cocoa butter from Mondelez. Crazy. So welcome to Unpackaged Goods, where the quiet compounders and the rockets are both winning. And the brands in the middle are getting left behind. I just went and said hi to Tony, so I have some Tony hairs, but I don't think you can really see them. We got to get Mackenzie up and running. I think this podcast needs two of us, needs two people. So we will get that going very shortly, very soon. I assume the audio's working. I really hope it is. If it's not, for those of you who are noticing the mustache, this isn't new. I've had a mustache before, and it's just getting started. But if my dad listens to this, he's going to be like, no mustache. Alrighty. So if you haven't already, make sure that you head to our Instagram page. Follow us there. Follow us on TikTok. Head to the link in the bio. You'll find our Substack. You'll find this podcast. Make sure if you haven't rated us 5 stars and left us a review, make sure you do that. It really helps with discoverability, people finding this podcast and listening to it and realizing that they really like it. It's a great way to get their news. So that would mean the world to me. All right, audio is confirmed working. We're back. What other housekeeping items? So yeah, make sure you follow us if you don't. A lot of platforms that you can do that. Oh, there's a fly in my office. Oh, it's a big fly. Duh. We're going to have to figure out. All right. Stay focused, please. So yeah, let's see. Last week, we'll talk about just a couple quick events that we were at. We were at the Express Checkout event on Monday night, celebrating 420. It was an awesome event, a lot of fun, New York founders, a lot of people in the ecosystem who were there. Nate and Jenna did an amazing job throwing the event. Erica from Philo Studios, she brought the event to life, and so it was great. It was really fun to connect with a lot of fun people who I hadn't seen in a while. The next night, I had an event by ARIH. They were hosting Biome and this skincare beauty brand by Drea. So really a lot of fun. It was a beautiful venue. It's great to see some people, meet some brands. So yeah, we're going to rip through this. I don't think this is going to take super long, so let's do it. So Purely Elizabeth, from $5,000 in savings to $700 million, exploring a $700 million sale. So let's start with the story that stopped me this week. Purely Elizabeth hired Houlihan Lokey to explore a sale that could fetch north of $600 million. So this is crazy. Maybe you've seen Purely Elizabeth in some of my Wednesday Wegman videos. They have some really unique flavors. They have this chocolate chip cookie dough one that's incredible. They use coconut oil, so it's really healthy for you as well. I think it's one of the better granolas on the market. So let's back up a little bit, and we'll tell you a little bit about the origin story and how she got here. So it was founded in 2009 in Boulder, Colorado, by Elizabeth Stein, who was a holistic nutritionist counselor at the time. She had $5,000 in her personal savings, and that was it. No venture capital, no angel investors, no friends and family around. She believed that ancient grain granola deserved better. Better packaging, better positioning. At a time when nobody was talking about ancient grains, clean label, or organic certification the way that we do now. So fast forward to today, she's at over $200 million in sales, more than 100,000 different stores, granola, oatmeal, cereal. It's a full breakfast portfolio at this point. Investors that hopped along for the ride include Semcap, Swander Pace Capital, Fresh Del Monte, and Cloudbreak Capital. Still founder-led after 17 years. Every week we're talking about velocity, and we've seen some crazy ones. IM8 hitting $100 million in 11 months. Grunes, $300 million in nearly 3 years. Mars Men, $100 million in 18 months. These stories create a gravitational pull towards speed. Every founder feels the pressure to scale fast, raise big, and exit quickly. Purely Elizabeth is the counter narrative. 17 years, $5,000 in savings, no hype, and potentially worth north of $600 million. And the brand predated every clean label brand by half a decade. More, a decade. Ancient grains, organic, non-GMO. Elizabeth Stein was positioning around these before they were buzzwords. She didn't build the trend. She was the trend before the trend existed. And when the market caught up to her positioning, the compounding accelerated. So looking at the math, at $200 million in sale, at $200 million in sales, that's roughly 3x at a $600 million. That's roughly a 3x multiple to $600 million. For a brand with 100,000 doors, proven velocity, and in category leadership in natural breakfast, that multiple is entirely reasonable. Compare that to Grun's at $300 million and a $1.2 billion exit, roughly a 4x multiple. Grun's got permission for growth velocity. Purely Elizabeth would get a premium for distribution depth and durability. Both multiples make sense. They just reward different things. The lesson for founders, not every great brand needs to be a rocket ship. Some are slow burns that build something undeniable over time. The brands that took 17 years often have deeper distribution, more loyal consumers, and more resilient business models than the brands that scaled in 3. Purely Elizabeth doesn't depend on a viral moment, a single celebrity, or a single investor's timeline. The product earned its way into 100,000 doors on its own. That's compounding in its purest $5,000 to $600 million. Still founder left. That's a story worth sitting. I'm not saying velocity is wrong. I'm not saying it's the only way. The quiet compounders build empires too. They just do it without the headline. Alrighty, so segment 2. BTS, the musical group behind every radio hit that you've ever heard, they're launching ARIH. ARIH. ARIH? I don't know. 30 SKUs at Walmart on day 1. This is wild. When I saw this, I was like, whoa. That's crazy. So we're going from the slowest build in CPG to the fastest launch. So BTS, biggest musical act on the planet, officially launched there at Walmart. Nearly 30 SKUs across 3 product lines. Modern noodles, postbiotic energy drinks, and dual biotic sodas. Why this is unprecedented. Nearly 30 SKUs, day 1 at Walmart. Most celebrity brands launch with 1 or 2 products and expand. BTS launched an entire brand platform across 3 different categories simultaneously. Noodles, energy drinks, probiotic sodas. These aren't adjacent. These are completely different aisles, different buyers, different supply chain. This isn't a product launch, it's a portfolio launch. And the manufacturing partners matter. They're developed in collaboration with Paldo and Hy, 2 Korean food manufacturing giants. This isn't a celebrity slapping their name on a white label product from a generic co-packer. Paldo has been making noodles in Korea for decades. Hy is a major Korean food and beverage company. The product should be formulated correctly from a taste and quality perspective because the companies behind them actually know how to make these products at scale. That's a meaningful structural advantage over other celebrity CPG launches. The ARMY factor, their fan base. BTS's fan base, known as ARMY, one of the most dedicated consumer communities on earth. They've broken every record in music, merch, and cultural engagement. The launch day numbers will be massive. There's no question about that. ARMY will buy ARIH because BTS is behind it. The first purchase, guaranteed. The real question, month 2, month 3, month 6. Consumers who bought noodles because of BTS keep buying them because they're good? Do energy drink consumers switch to ARIH's postbiotic formulation because it delivers a genuinely different experience? Or does the initial fan spike fade away the way most celebrity launches do? If there's a shot at being different, it's because of the manufacturing partners. Real Korean food companies making real Korean products for the American market. The product quality should be there from day 1. Most celebrity brands fail because the product doesn't earn repeat purchase. So why this matters so much right now? If Paldo and Hy deliver authentic, high-quality products, or might break the pack. We're back, baby. All right, so segment 3, BERO's triple play. So BERO launched at Kroger, Walmart, and Publix. All this. Let me put that in context. They launched roughly 2 years ago. Year 1 sales approached nearly $10 million. They raised from Payne Schwartz, who reported $100 million valuation. Their first major retailer this week, Kroger, Publix, Walmart, simultaneously. Full national grocery coverage in under 2 years. So how this happened? So we've talked about the Casamigos alumni who have spread their tentacles throughout the industry. Lauren Stubblefield, VP of National Accounts, hired from Casamigos and Lalo. When you hire someone who spent the last decade opening doors for a billion-dollar tequila company, this is the result. Stubblefield knows every buyer, every distributor, every reset cycle. The Casamigos alumni effect isn't just about founders starting new brands. It's about operators taking their playbooks to new companies. BERO's distribution velocity is a direct result of hiring the right person, the right role at the right time. The non-alc beer competitive landscape, it's changed. Athletic Brewing had a head start. First mover, largest non-alc beer brand in America. BERO has the celebrity plus the distribution velocity. And Tom Holland brings trout. Stubblefield brings doors. Combination is power. Crazy Mountain, the Casamigos trio. Clooney, Gerber, Meldman, D2C for now with retail coming. So what this means for non-alc, full national grocery coverage in under 2 years for a non-alc beer brand signals that retail buyers believe the category has staying power. Kroger, Publix, Walmart, they don't just give shelf space to non-alc beer because it's trendy. They give it because the velocity data backs it up. Non-alc beer is transitioning from specialty to mainstream right before our eyes. BERO is one of the brands making that transition happen. Segment 4, Celsius and Alani Nu. $1.8 billion deal keeps getting better. Numbers this week from Celsius are absurd. And I don't use that word lightly. Celsius Energy, including Alani Nu, their volume is up 26.3% with a 3.2% average price gain for 4 weeks through April 4th for Nielsen IQ. Alani Nu specifically, their volume surged 94% with a 1.2% price gain. So why 94% volume growth with rising prices is the rare stat in CPG. Most brands grow volume by dropping prices. Most brands that raise prices see volume drop. Alani Nu is growing at 94% and raising prices simultaneously. This means the brand has pricing power and demands growth at the same time. That combination almost never happens. It's the holy grail of brand economics. It means consumers want Alani so badly, they'll pay more for it even while buying significantly more. When you have that dynamic, every unit sold generates more revenue and more margin than the unit before. So what this says about the $1.8 billion act, Celsius acquired them for $1.8 billion in 2025. Alani generated $1 billion in revenue in Q2 through Q4 of 2020. Now volume is up 94% year over year with prices right. The acquisition paid for itself in under a year, and the growth is accelerating, not decelerating. This is looking like one of the best acquisitions in CPG history, up there with Unilever buying Liquid IV and growing it from $120 million to over $1 billion. The platform thesis. Celsius is a standalone brand grew 7.5% to $1.4 billion. Alani Nu added $1 billion and is growing 94%. Rockstar added $55.6 million. Combined, they own roughly 20% of the U.S. energy drink market. Celsius isn't an energy drink anymore. They're a platform. The next acquisition, whatever it is, gets plugged into the same distribution infrastructure that's powering Alani's 95%. Amy's Kitchen, the $1 billion, no one's talking. We're going to spend a few minutes on this brand because you've seen it for sure in the freezer section, at your bodega, the grocery store, and this brand isn't raising money. It isn't going public. It's not launching 30 SKUs at Walmart, and it isn't hiring Houlihan Lokey. Amy's Kitchen is approaching $1 billion in sales. Products in 57,000 different stores across the U.S. So the Amy's Kitchen's profile: no VC capital, no celebrity co-founder, no viral TikTok moment, no splashy funding round, and no Bain insurgent. Just decades of consistent building in organic and vegetarian frozen foods. Why this matters: $1 billion food company in frozen foods, a category the industry dismissed for years as a convenience compromise before it got rehabilitated by protein brands. Amy's didn't need the frozen aisle to become trendy. Amy's made the frozen aisle legitimate for health-conscious consumers for a long time. Long before anyone thought it was possible. Kangura is investing $220 million in a chicken factory because high-protein frozen is a $12 billion category growing 11% every year. Amy's was already there for decades. Segment 6, Celeste Bio, the food tech story no one's paying attention to. So I want to flag this story because it won't generate a lot of headlines. Consequential food developments of the year. So what happened? Israeli food tech startup Celeste Bio produced the world's first chocolate bar made with real cocoa butter using cell suspension culture technology. Mondelez is one of the largest chocolate producers in the world. They've manufactured nearly a dozen chocolate bars using this bio-identical cocoa butter. The bars met Mondelez's commercial quality and consumption standards, not a prototype, not a concept, actual chocolate bars that passed quality tests. So why this matters? Cocoa supply chains are under enormous pressures. Climate change is affecting regional growth, deforestation concerns are mounting, and cocoa prices have hit historic highs. Price volatility makes long-term planning for chocolate manufacturers extremely difficult. Cell culture cocoa butter that's bioidentical to the real thing could eventually decouple chocolate production from all of these supply chain vulnerabilities. So where it stands, the technology works. Mondelez has proved that, producing commercial quality bars. The remaining questions are cost and the same questions for every food tech company. But here's the key difference. When one of the world's largest chocolate manufacturers validates your technology by manufacturing actual bars with it, the cost and scale questions become engineering problems, not existential ones. Celeste Bio is backed by Mondelez, BERO Ventures, and others. Their strategic backing means the path to commercialization has institutional support behind it. The bigger picture. This follows the standing ovation precision fermentation story from a few weeks ago at Danone Ventures lab-grown casein. The food tech layer is producing real results, not just pitch decks. Cell-cultured dairy proteins, cell-cultured cocoa butter, precision fermentation for oils and fats, the ingredients that make up our food supply are being rebuilt from the molecular level. Most consumers won't know or care how the cocoa butter and their chocolate bar was even made, as long as it tastes the same. And according to Mondelez, it does. Segment 7, the funding rapid fire. Let's get it. Boom, 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 boom. So Westman Atelier, $15 million from Prelude and Imaginary. Gucci Westman, luxury makeup. Gucci Westman's luxury makeup brand is approaching $100 million in sales. Prelude and Imaginary, who have already invested, are doubling down. When two of the sharpest growth investors in beauty keep writing checks into the same brand, the trajectory speaks for itself. Prelude backed Kilgore MD, So Good So You, and Imaginary backed BERO, POV Beauty, and Relax. Both firms have exceptional pattern recognition, and both are increasing their position. Hero Group acquired the Gut Stuff in the UK. So the Swiss-based Hero Group acquired UK high-fiber snack brand that grew nearly 100% last year. This follows the Hero acquisition of Deliciously Ella in 2024. They're systematically building a UK better-for-you platform through acquisitions. Frozen One, they raised $2 million seed round. So the protein ice cream brand, they're in 2,300 doors by May, including Target. From launch to nationwide Target in under a year, and Supernatural Ventures is leading this round. The frozen protein category is getting crowded, but Frozen One distribution, Target, Wegmans, Central Market, and Bristol Farms spans every channel. Nomio, they raised $4 million from the Collaborative Fund. So the Swedish supplement startup, Broccoli Sprout ITC, for recovery. They earned organic endorsement during the Tour de France when cyclists praised the ingredients. It's the kind of validation money can't buy. The Collaborative Fund keeps backing science-first brand. Juice Runners, they raised $2 million. So this is Run the Jewels, the rap group, their canned cocktail brand. They have a mezcal-based Paloma, and they're self-funded for now, which they can. 5 RTD exits in 5 months. New entrants see the consolidation. Wave is an opportunity, not a warning. Large Superfood acquired Terrasol for $48 million, and they leaned on Nexus Capital Financing for a $60 million convertible equity investment, taking 71% ownership. This is essentially a PE takeover, disguised as acquisition financing. Terrasol's vertically integrated supply chain gives Large the product, breadth, and the margin control. Waivers, Capital Q investment. David Dobrik's snack brand. It's at Albertsons, Bevmo, Five Below, international expansion in Australia and the UAE. Creator-led brands going international early stage signals product market fit beyond the creator's domestic audience. LA Libations venture arm, they backed a protein lemonade brand called Lumen, and L'Oreal backed Haney. All right, that's it for this week. So if you've made it this far, it means the world to me. Please make sure you rate us, review. If you're listening to this, please rate, review, leave us 5 stars. It means the world to me. Subscribe to the newsletter, follow us on socials, and yeah, we'll see you next week. We out.